Okay, friends, Dan back again today. If you are chunking your irons, hitting them too heavy, catching too much ground, anything like that, this is your video. Okay, now, what we're gonna do, I exclusively teach on TrackMan, so we could talk about things like attack angle and low point control, but let's actually keep it much simpler than that today. If you're hitting the ball heavy, chunking it, what we're gonna say is you're simply catching too much ground. The club is going too deep into the ground. So if you can kind of level the club out, not catch as much ground, you won't hit it as heavy. How are we going to do that? We're going to use what they call the tour flat spot. I honestly wish I remember which video I saw years and years ago, I'm sure on YouTube, that talked about this, but it's always stuck with me, and today I want to share it with you, okay? If you've been around the game long enough, then you know that we're supposed to quote unquote hit down on the golf ball. And yes, that is true. You want the club head descending onto the golf ball with a low point that's going to occur after impact, after the club's made contact with the ball. So it is descending. But if then we kind of go up the chain here through the club, what we could highlight is I'm going to go to the top of the backswing, and I'm going to come down to about this point, sort of halfway, 3/4 down, whatever you want to call it. But at this point in the downswing, my handle is done traveling down, and actually the club handle is going to start traveling a little bit up. And if you look at it this way, up and around. So instead of traveling down and to the right, it's going to be done doing that. And now it's going to start to circle around the arc up and to the left. We call that the tour flat spot because when the handle starts to travel up at this very end of the downswing, it can create a nice level flat spot through impact and widen our margin for error. Okay, so when you hear the phrase hit down on irons, I see so many golfers actively trying to push that handle down or forward, and that actively causes them to catch too much ground, pushes it too deep into the earth there. So what I've seen help so many golfers, it certainly helped me get more compression and ball speed, cleaner strikes, thinner divots. I actually call this my rainy day thought because when it's rainy and muddy, not that I like to play in the rain anyway, but when it's rainy and muddy, that's the last day I want to catch too much ground and kind of spray that mud into my face, right? So what I'm thinking about is from the top of the backswing, we just want that left shoulder to circle, or lead shoulder for you lefties, up and around the arc and around. If I can get that left shoulder to travel up and around, I can make that club handle slightly rise through impact. That's going to flatten out the bottom of the arc and hopefully lead to fewer heavy strikes and a lot more pure ones. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this video. The tour flat spot, let that handle travel just a little bit up through impact. I should mention, actually, you could do some pump drills where you kind of come in here, feel it, feel it, feel it, and then as soon as you get through this point, you're going to feel the upward nature to that handle through impact, all right? I hope this helps. Do me a favor, like and subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you next time. Comment with any things you want to see for the next videos, all right? Always looking for new topics.